Hello, and welcome back to the Veg Garden. Today I'll be talking about seeds for March. So, as you can see, I've got an array of seeds here. This is a really short list actually. There are a lot more within each category, but I'll be talking about them shortly now. So I'm going to start off with peas. So these are a Margie 2 variety, Oregon Sugar Pod. As you can see, and I'll be sowing these in March. What I like to do with peas is sow them in gutters and modules, and then I can do my mesh bucket with the modules, and I can do my gutters in the lengths. But I don't really like doing too many lengths. The next one then is your main crop peas, so your actual ones for the peas themselves. This one's Hearst Green Shaft, but I'm sure there's many others that you could go with. Onward is a good one. Ambassador. These are just mainly in the UK, I think. Onward, Ambassador. I'm trying to think. Then you've got Alderman. I haven't tried that one, but I've heard that you can get pretty good success with it. And one I'll be trying is Champion of England, and that goes 10 feet tall. So I'm looking forward to seeing if it does actually reach that target. Well, the next one, which would be pretty good to sow in March, would be parsnips. Now, parsnips are a long season crop, and they take quite a long time to mature. In fact, the last of my parsnips were picked just last weekend, and I put them into storage in case they bolt, because it is getting pretty warm now. So these are Imperial Crown. The ones I grew last year are tender and true. They were tender, but they weren't very true. They were a bit forked in places, but I'm hoping these might be a bit better on the flavour and texture, as it says in the little description there. I've also got some F1 varieties that I've been given by a friend. So I'm hoping to just see trial the difference. Celeriac. Now this is another good one for March, because again they take a long time to mature. And what I can understand, they're like similar to celery, but they do you eat the root underneath over the leaves of the stem. Again, these are different seed packet again. But these are celeriac, and they're really well. I haven't eaten them. I haven't grown them before, but I've eaten them, and they do taste quite nice. Different seed pack again. Beetroot. Now this is just one of, I think, about 15 different varieties I'll be growing this year. Pure Gears, Rouge Crapadine, Moulin Rouge, Boltardi, Burpees Gold. I think I got a pack of them. So, and then these Ferrano, they're a elongated, like slicing variety, a bit like Cylindra. I think I got a pack of them as well. But you can get some beetroot in now. Probably Boltardi would be the best option. Hence the name Boltardi. They're resistant to bolting. Shallots and onions, you can do them now. For the bulbs, you are looking, you could do them into April as well, but now is a good time to get them going. Mine are already in. They were a February sowing, but you could get them in now. Carrots. Now, even though the pack suggests April, I'd go with an Amsterdam forcing or Paris Market or Chantenay variety and sow them in containers in the greenhouse. I wouldn't go with the main crop yet, like Autumn King or what other ones, Fly Away, something like that. I wouldn't go with them just yet. I'd lean off on them until about May, June, perhaps, because that's when you want to harvest them for storage, and in November, especially here in the UK, that is, to go into our winter. So, so these are quite a good variety. Chantenay Red Cord, I've had really good success with them from an April, May, June and July sowing actually, but I haven't had much success with this variety in the March sowing. I've actually had better success with the Paris market, and that's because they're like a little golf ball sized carrot. They're 2 inches diameter, just a little ball like that, and then they have a little taproot coming out of them, and you cut that off, cut the leaves, and you've got a nice little round carrot then. Where am I going next? Lettuce. Can sow lettuce now. There's loads of different varieties. Again, I've just picked one out for the video. Lola Rossa, my favourite. It's got a nice taste, and it adds colour. It's a really good colourful leaf for your salads. So I'll be growing that this month anyway, sowing it. And then we move on to tomatoes. Now I've got, I think, about 27, 28 different varieties of tomato to grow this year. And this month I will be sowing all of them. And I'm hoping to grow about 2 to 3 of each variety. And I'll be using most of the bigger ones for bolognese sauce and chutneys and stuff like that. And then the smaller ones will be eaten in salads. So as you can see, I got Yukon's Persimmon Perfection. Now I'm hoping this will be quite nice. They look quite nice, they're big and orange, and I like orange tomatoes quite a lot. So other ones I'll be growing are Sun Gold, Tigerella, Red Zebra. What else have I got? Mexican Midget. I got loads. Walter's Fancy, Amateur, Garden's Delight, Moneymaker. I think I got Ailsa Craig. Rosella, they're a good one. They're prone to splitting, but they taste really nice. So yeah, the list goes on. Now we must move on. Loofah. Now, even though the pack suggests to sow these in the UK, this is May to June, somebody told me that I should be sowing them earlier because they take a long time to mature. Now, unfortunately, in Britain, they don't say how long between sowing and harvesting is. And like in America, you get those like days, how long it takes. It's like, but they don't say that. But I have been told that you can be expecting to plant them, be harvesting them in about October, September, October time, from a March sowing. So I have sown them today, in fact. Another one, back to the salads. Spring onions. These are Eiffel. I've got Ramrod, Aishakura, White Lisbon. They're a winter hardy, so I sow them in September, August, September time to overwinter. So these are a spring one, but you can sow them in September, but I found best results with the White Lisbon. 2 more. No pictures on these, unfortunately. These are melons. Now again, same as the loofah, they take a long time. And my friend, who's the same age as me, said that if the summer was 2 months longer, you'd get a crop off them. So my way around that, because he sowed his in April, I think. So my way around that is if I sow them in March, hopefully I can get them growing in the house for a few months. So that'll really make them quite a big plant. Plant them out into the polytunnel maybe when they're 18 inches tall even. I know it might be a bit risky with transplanting at such a big size, but if I get a crop off them, it's worth the effort. So these are Emir F1, and they're a sweet, I think they're like a cantaloupe variety, I'm not quite sure. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But they have got like an orange flesh to them. I haven't really eaten many melons in my time, but I've eaten a few. Turnip, gold ball, that's another great one for now. Don't do too many, and make sure you keep them heavy on the water and in shade, because they like to go to seed early. Around May, June time they will bolt. So a March sowing will ensure you're picking them before May and June. and then you want a later sowing then. I do most of my sowings are done July, August, for turnip, and then overwintering them, and I find that gives me best results. Now, a few honourable mentions for this month. Flowers. You could go dahlias, lavender, poppies. I've done chamomile today, and today's the 6th of March. What else have I done today? I did a few dahlia, and quite a few others actually. I can't remember now. Calendula, that was another one. You could also do your alpine strawberries and artichokes, but I did them last month. And there's quite a few. Oh, broad beans you could do again. There's quite a few things from last month you could do this month. Things I wouldn't do just yet. Runner beans. I also wouldn't do just yet your cucumbers, courgettes, pumpkins, cucurbits, unless they're like these really long life ones. So these two. All the other cucurbits I'd park the bus on till next month at least. So that's just personally me in this climate, zone 8-ish, very temperate oceanic climate. We're about 5 miles from the sea here, so we do get protected from the frosts by the sea quite a bit, but not a great deal. We do get frost. We've had about 6 or 7 this year. Well, since we could have had a frost then, isn't it? So October time. But that's not many, and we haven't had snow this year. Whereas I know some people further inland have had a couple of feet of snow. So it is, we are protected here. We're lucky. Our seasons are longer, but you do need to adjust these sowing dates to suit. So maybe you're going into your winter now, and maybe in a hotter climate. So these would be, some of these like peas would be what you'd be growing now anyway. But for us, peas are a spring, early summer crop, not a winter crop, because there's no pollinators around. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week.